Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Ken Mizusawa, and welcome to this online workshop on writing your own monologue. Let's begin with a general introduction. Let's ask ourselves what exactly a monologue is, okay? And how do we define it and best understand it? Well, number one, a monologue is an extended speech given by one character in the context of a larger drama, okay? So it has a special place in the drama, but typically speaking, it's not the entirety of the drama, okay? There are some plays which are purely monologue, and we call those kinds of drama monodrama, okay? Because they are focused on that one voice, okay? Now, a monologue is a projection of character and story that is, by and large, uninterrupted and singularly focused, okay? So a monologue gives attention to one character, their voice, their concerns, and their stories. And while that character speaks, we are oblivious to all else, okay? As we will explain later, a monologue is also a form of dramatic action. It is not just a speech, okay? And because it is drama, it should be informed by performance kind of ideas as well as what we call dramatic tension. But more on that later. All right, so what are the considerations? Well, you may choose to write two kinds of monologues, right? First of all, you may write a monologue that is actually delivered to other characters or groups inside the drama. And that means that you are extending through your monologue the fictional reality and involving the audience in both character building and world building, okay? Alternatively, a monologue may be delivered directly to the audience outside the drama. And that means the characters kind of stepping out of their fictional reality in order to talk to us. It creates an exclusive relationship between audience and character, and a kind of special poetic space inhabited exclusively by character and audience, at least for the duration of the monologue. However, regardless of your intentions, a monologue must be larger than life to maximize impact and bring across a certain level of what we call theatricality. So, tied to the idea of what is a monologue is the broader question, what is drama, okay? And my own definition of drama is this. So this is something that I always repeat to my students, okay? Drama is about extraordinary characters who take extraordinary action because of their extraordinary circumstances. This means that drama always deals with heightened reality. It rejects the everyday and the routine because nothing particularly outstanding happens in the everyday and the routine. However, what we consider extraordinary may be a matter of perspective, okay? Now, in my quote, I put the first extra in brackets. And the reason why I do that is because in many modern plays, the protagonist, the main character, okay, tends to be a quite ordinary kind of character, an everyman, if you will. What makes that character stand out and be viable on stage is their willingness to take extraordinary action because of their dire situation or extraordinary circumstances, okay? So in many modern plays, characters are made extraordinary by exceptional circumstances, okay? Rather than be exceptional, extraordinary to begin with. All right, here are two strategies for exploring drama in a kind of unique way, okay? These are not necessarily things you need to do, but things you can consider in order to make your words more interesting. Okay? Strategy 1. You can explore the ordinary as if it were extraordinary. And if you do that, you kind of negate the problem of looking at everyday things, because normal everyday things are not dramatic. But if you are to treat the everyday things in a character's life as something exciting and unprecedented, then it becomes something different. It becomes dramatic. Okay? If you do this, you allow for absurdity and humor to inform your drama. You are introducing absurdity and humor via what we call hyperbole. Okay? Fancy word, but basically hyperbole means exaggeration. Okay? If you explore something that is ordinary in extraordinary ways, obviously there is this kind of juxtaposition between what the audience understands versus what the character understands about it. And that can generate something absurd or humorous. Okay? This kind of treatment of reality can defamiliarize the reality that we know and make it new and exciting and engaging. Okay? The key to making this work is to basically allow the audience to see the world with new eyes and to reinvent reality alongside that of your character. Okay? Okay, so basically, through the eyes of your character, everything is made new. Okay? The other option is to go in the other way, right? So explore the extraordinary as if it were ordinary. And that also creates its own absurdity and humor. Okay? Because now you're dealing with understatement. Things that should alarm you, things that should excite you, things that should shock you are basically treated like they're nothing. Okay? So such an approach to the extraordinary challenges perspectives and understandings. It can turn potentially tragic and serious events on their head and make them the subject of ridicule. Okay? So here are some handy hints about what you can write. Okay? Write about characters and stories that only you can write about, right? Leverage on your strengths. Leverage on your perspective as a human being. You might think that, there's nothing exceptional about you, or you don't have creativity or imagination, or other people have more creativity and imagination than you. The point is not to look at your limitations, okay? But everyone, no matter how ordinary, has a way of seeing the world that is exclusively their own. Try to discover what makes your perspective and your understanding of the world unique. Think about what you yourself are passionate about and focus on that. Point 2 here, be clear about what makes you unique as an individual, okay? Because by understanding that, as I just said earlier, you start to understand yourself as a potential writer. Always capitalize on your strengths, but don't forget to turn your weakness into advantages, okay? So don't be constrained by what you believe are your limitations. Focus on your strengths and, as much as possible, turn your weaknesses into potential advantages. And I'll explain a little bit more subsequently, okay? Use this opportunity to introduce the audience to your culture, perhaps, to your understanding of society and your experiences, okay? That's the primary thing to do here. All right. So in a post in the comment thread below, briefly introduce yourself and answer the following questions, okay? So that we can get to know each other even though we're not meeting in person straight away, okay? Write your answer to these 3 questions. What would you like the other participants to know about you? Okay, pretty straightforward. What interests you about writing your own monologue? Or for that matter, what do you find difficult, or challenging about writing your own monologue? And the third question is this: what would you like to learn about the other participants so that you can, at least in this comment thread, start to get to know each other and about how you might be similar or different to each other, okay? Because beyond writing monologues, this is intended to be a kind of artistic and cultural exchange, okay? So feel free, as I just said, to respond to other people's posts, offer words of encouragement when you can as well, because we are all here to support each other and build on each other's potential. So I'll end my first section here, and when we come back, we'll move on to the next topic. Thank you very much.